Hello and welcome to Studio 415.
On today's show, we'll share the stories of two CHS staff members who have been fighting cancer.
And we'll show you how you can prepare for college and how teachers were students for a day.
You'll also get to meet two new staff members here at Carroll, along with some of our foreign exchange students.
I hope you're ready.
It's time to enter
Studio 415.
Sunny days and friendly smiles, walk the halls with me. Studio 415. Watch the news unfold. Another dull moment. Students today create our future. Come and join the fun. Studio 415.
Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Wes Nyman.
And I'm Tess Plazik. Breast Cancer Awareness Month has just come to an end, but the battle is far from over.
I had the opportunity to hear the story of two CHS staff members who are going through their own personal battle with breast cancer. Tammy Reyes and Kim Watkin are two student services secretaries at Carroll High School, though their role here at Carroll extends far beyond that. They bring a sense of joy and strength to all those around them and act as role models to students at Carroll, though this last winter they received news that would change their lives.
I found the lump in December, went in for surgery in January, found out a week later after that surgery that it was cancerous, and then I went to see doctors and find out what needed to happen. My kind of cancer is actually 1 in a million.
The news came while she was at Carroll, coming as a shock to both Reyes and all those around her.
My diagnosis came, actually I was told here, a phone call from the doctor. I was working, and first thoughts was, oh my, and then what do we do?
Because of the recent news of her co-worker being diagnosed with breast cancer, Kim Watkins decided to schedule an appointment for herself.
But I decided Miss Royer had breast cancer. I thought, I better get in there. Like, I've always been fine. I went in there to have my normal yearly mammogram, and they called me back and said, you need to come back in. We see something. So thanks to Mrs. Royer, literally saved my life.
Not only do they find care and support from each other, they've also found immense support from students and staff here at Carroll.
The support is just, it's so overwhelming to know that you can take off for a doctor's appointment and it's okay. And they're going to be there and they're going to pick up the pieces for you and they're going to support you in whatever situation, whatever you come back with that day. What mood you're in, they're going to be there and they're going to help you work through.
They're going to cry with you, they're going to celebrate with you.
Yes.
And
they're going to hug you.
Kids even do that too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, students do it as well.
It's amazing.
And the support from family is one incredibly huge factor in why they've been able to be so strong.
They were right there willing to fight with me and be my team. So they were amazing. I mean, again, without them, literally without them, I don't think I could have made it through because they are the reason why you fight is your family.
Through all of this, Watkins has learned an important life lesson that has helped her through this time.
Because resilience is something, you got to keep going. You just got to keep fighting. And, you know, in everyday life, we see it here every day in student services. Kids feel like they just can't take it anymore, but you have to be resilient. You have to fight through adversity every step of your life. And because you never know what's around the corner. And having a positive attitude and moving forward is number one.
Watkins and Reyes are happy to announce that they are both cancer-free. With Studio 415, I'm Wes Nyman. A lot of Carroll juniors and seniors are making the choice to continue their education at college and universities.
But planning out the rest of their lives can be a daunting task. Studio 415 reporter Colin Monteith sat down with guidance counselors to find out some tips for preparing for college.
As the school year goes on, the seniors at Carroll High School are continuing their search for their path after high school. This includes going to college, tech school, trade school, the military, or heading straight into the workforce. If college is the best option for you, the process starts by researching colleges, making a list of your favorites, and visiting those top choices. Once this is done, students can begin the application procedure.
first create a Parchment account. That is how students get their transcripts sent to colleges. That's just at parchment.com, and it's free of charge. They just request which specific college it is that they're interested in, select it on the website, and we will be notified and send the transcript that way.
Students must then fill out the common application or the specific college's application, then register for the FAFSA. Many seniors are realizing that the process doesn't begin as a senior, but rather it begins as a freshman. The key to having a strong transcript and college application is to be successful all throughout high school. Senior Miriam Vega wishes she would have known this sooner.
Try harder my freshman year so I could have a good base foundation of my GPA. Because I could have tried so much harder freshman year, so I wouldn't have to be stressing out my GPA my junior year and now.
Students also need to be aware of credits, class rank, and SAT scores in order to receive the type of diploma that they want. Students must plan their classes accordingly and keep their grades up. For seniors that are undecided, there are tools to help you find your path. Indiana Career Explorer is a website used to pinpoint majors and careers that will best benefit your interests. Once seniors have completed all these steps and picked a college, they should then prepare for the transition.
The biggest transition might be if they're going away, is just having that independence, needing to take care of everything. Their parents can't step in and just take care of a problem in a class. They have to take care of it themselves. And just that following through on their own would be a good, big adjustment.
Students can attend the college fair on March 7th in the CHS cafeteria and are encouraged to see their guidance counselors with any questions. For Studio 415, I'm Colin Monteith.
Fall break began Friday, October 21st, but Carroll High School teachers spent the day here at school.
Our teachers spent a full day learning and collaborating to implement new ideas into the classroom. I joined the teachers to see what goes on during professional development. Friday, October 21st was a busy day for Carroll High School teachers. Being the first day of fall break for students, teachers hosted parent-teacher conferences along with a day full of training. The purpose of this training was to help teachers incorporate technology into their classrooms even more since our implementation of one-to-one technology.
Teachers are at just various places in terms of comfort level and sort of usability in the classroom. We've got teachers using technology every day, almost for every lesson. And then we've got teachers sort of just now kind of trying to incorporate it into various aspects of their classrooms.
There was up to 36 different training sessions available to teachers focused on curriculum, instruction, and assessment. They had the opportunity to choose 3 different sessions to attend specific to their needs, along with time to collaborate with other teachers. Curriculum coordinator Andy Dietrich believes that this training will have great benefits for students.
The technology should allow the kids to truly just blossom, because you all have done the boring PowerPoint presentation and you've had to type up papers. Well, let's teach you how to do similar to that, but in a new style where it's more engaging, and once you have the internet, you got all this knowledge at your fingertips, so let's grab that and start to put it to use.
Some sessions available to teachers included building modules on Canvas, project-based learning, incorporating video into lessons, and even using Kahoot and Quizlet as a form of evaluating students' understanding of curriculum, also known as formative assessments. All of these sessions were intended to familiarize Carroll teachers with technology and make it a stronger tool in the classroom.
One of the best things that's going to come out of this is that teachers will be able to collaborate with one another. And when teachers get together and they talk about best practices in their classroom, they get ideas of things that they could bring into their own classroom. And so that's just going to mean better instruction for students, more engaging activities, learning activities for students, and hopefully for a better atmosphere as a whole.
Curriculum coordinators Andy Dietrich, Seth Slater, and Casey Stancifer received positive feedback from teachers. They believe the day was successful. For Studio 415, I'm Tess Plazik. There are new faces here at Carroll High School, and some come from all around the globe.
These faces make up the Foreign Exchange Program. Studio 415 reporter Johnny Becker has a story of these students who came to America to learn.
For more than 20 years, Carroll High School has been hosting foreign exchange students. These students have come from all around the world. This year, Carroll High School is hosting kids from Ecuador, Chile, Germany, Italy, Spain, Sweden, Ukraine, and Somalia. These students come to America with a common goal.
I wanted to learn English and improve my English and also know a new culture.
To help integrate these students into American society, Carroll offers an English second language class taught by Sandy Canaveral.
I think something that Carroll High School does really well is to be able to immerse them in the regular classes so that they can experience what it is to come to a school in America. And then they have the ESL room, the ESL program, where the students can come and get the help that they need while they're learning the language.
The transition to America has been a challenge for some more than others. The language barrier has been the biggest challenge for a few.
My first day I was terrible English. And I think now I'm better, but I'm not sure. Like the people say, yeah, I can understand you. And I'm like, huh?
Aside from the language, the education also differs greatly in other countries, whether it be homework or bouncing from class to class.
We don't have that much of homework, and we don't have as long school days either. So it's kind of more relaxed.
We have only one class, and the teacher is who change. If we have algebra, it's the teacher of algebra comes and everything. And here is you have to go to our class.
If the students want to come to America, they must apply to a foreign exchange program, and Carroll High School takes over from there. This process usually occurs over the summer.
We take a look at the application process, look at the time frame in which they would be coming to Carroll High School. It's really important for them to start at the beginning of the school year. And then from there, we make contact with the agency, and we finish out the application process by signing off and saying it's okay for them to come.
Carroll has done a great job welcoming these students into high school in America. The students feel that they are part of the Carroll High School family.
I just feel at home that one of the best things that I feel so far in America, especially this school, Carroll High School. And I'm thankful to all the students who feel sympathy for me and who hospitality for me in this school.
From Studio 415, I'm Johnny Becker.
A Spanish teacher from Texas and an assistant principal who used to be a music teacher joined the staff at Carroll High School this summer.
Studio 415 reporter Dylan Yates had the privilege of getting to know freshman Spanish teacher Joanne Reyes and assistant principal Kevin Fogle. Here are their stories.
After former assistant principal Brandon Basham had left for Carroll Middle School over the summer, CHS had to hire Kevin Fogle to take his place. Fogle majored in music education at Ball State and came to Carroll after teaching at Angola High School for 16 years.
I started shadowing the principal at my school, and I also started to get involved in the administrative policies, volunteering for groups and being more involved in the policy side of a school.
Currently, he oversees the sophomore class and 22 teachers, as well as portions of the I-STEP testing and ECAs. As he gets used to a new school, he says that his time here has been great.
The culture of excellence, the standard that's held here, just by the teachers, the students, the community. You can see it in academics, you can see it in athletics, you can see it in extracurriculars, and so I'm glad to be a part of that.
This culture of excellency surrounding Carroll High School has attracted new staff, including CFC teacher Joanne Reyes. Reyes graduated from Ball State in Indiana and left for Texas to pursue her career. However, with Crystal Schwartz leaving over the summer, the CFC was in need of a new Spanish teacher.
Before I started teaching, I did human resources, and then I actually started teaching in Texas.
Her reason for coming to Carroll was her desire for a bigger city and to be able to visit her family living in Indiana.
I chose to be a teacher because growing up, I was one of the few, if not the only, student of color, and I wanted to be able to teach people about my culture, where I come from, and then also teach them a skill.
It's this lifelong skill that Reyes hopes her students will carry through their high school careers. For Studio 415, I'm Dylan Yates.
Studio 415 reporter Balin Height joins us now for sports scores and highlights.
I'm Balin Height, and we are here with avid Cubs fan Elliot Shelton, who had the experience of being there at Game 7 and witnessing the Cubs end their 108-year drought. And he's here to tell us the experience and about the whole night and what went into it and how you got there. So, hi, Elliot.
Hi. We got there probably 3 hours early, waited in line for probably 2 hours, and then
they opened the gates and we all got in there. I was like one of the first people in there, so like I'm like running like elbow to elbow with a bunch of people, and got down to batting practice like front row, right behind the Cubs dugout. Got to see all them hit and everything. So that was really cool to see most of them hitting.
Did you meet anybody famous? See anybody?
Yeah, during batting practice, John Cusack walked in the aisle right in front of me, and like nobody really noticed who he was, but I knew who he was, so I said something to him, and he like said, "Let's go," and like gave me a fist bump and everything. So that was really cool. A little bit later in the game, I'm a huge Pearl Jam fan, and Eddie Vedder's the lead singer of that band, and so he's a Cubs fan, so he was at the game, and I found him, waited until a seat opened up in the VIP area, ran, jumped over that seat into the VIP area, got yelled at by pretty much everybody that was there, ran and like kneeled down in front of Eddie Vedder and asked him if he would sign my jersey. And so took a little bit, but he said yes, and he signed the back of my Arietta jersey here. So tonight I'm gonna retire this jersey. I'm gonna frame it. So two of my favorite things there. So I gotta frame it. Can't risk anything happening to it. So
yeah, that's pretty awesome. And then you got the picture on USA Today. You talked about, or earlier you were telling me that you didn't even know, but the guy just came up to you, I guess. And
yeah, I mean, I knew that the guys were taking pictures behind us and everything, but I didn't really know that they were taking pictures of me. But the guy asked me and my dad for our names and everything, and I didn't really think anything of it. I'm sure he took hundreds of pictures that night, so I mean, I just figured, oh, he's just taking another picture. It's a kid with the logo shaved into his head. So
this has been Elliot Shelton, the avid Cubs fan, and I'm Balin Hyatt for Studio 415.
Thanks for watching.
If you have any story ideas that you would like to see covered, mention them to any of the students in the credits or Mr. Johnston.
For all of us here at Studio 415, have a great week, Carroll.